What's up, guys? It's Matt. Today is March 8th, and I am a little over 5.5 months on testosterone. Shout out to Luke and Evan for making me get off my lazy ass and make this video. Alright, we'll get started with the changes. So, I made a list so I don't, go all over the place. So, hair everywhere. More hair on my face. I don't know if you can see that. Sideburns, hair on my chin. I have hair down to here on my neck. I shave all that. Little ones coming in all over here. More hair on my stomach. More hair on my thighs. Really light ones on my chest. My eyebrows got thicker. My hairline, I've always had a widow's peak, obviously. And it always looked like it was receding anyways, but I think it went back a little farther. Acne. All around there, right there. And I always had pre-T really good skin, so this is the most I've ever had. And this is actually an ingrown hair from shaving, so I use the electric razor now. I'm going to the dermatologist in a week because I don't want those all over my face after I shave. Fat redistribution, my thighs are a little bit smaller and my ass is a little bit smaller. My thighs are more muscular. My chest went down half a size. So it's almost an A, which is awesome. Very happy about that. My face, I used to have the most round face, and still is really round, and I have big cheeks, but it's a lot more slim than it was. It's a little bit bigger too. Wider. It's slimmer, but wider. My jaw looks a little bit different. Something I never talked about before, I haven't had that monthly visitor since I started testosterone, so I haven't had it for over 5.5 months. Life updates, I got my name changed and my gender on my license, so it says my name, and then it says Matthew, and then it says male, so that's awesome. I have to change on everything else now. Credit cards, student loans, birth certificate, whatever else I have, insurance. But one of the big things was the license, so now I don't have to, feel uncomfortable when I get ID'd or blah blah blah. I do have a funny story about that. I had a problem with my little problem with my student loan, so I had to call them up. And they were like, enter your social security number, so I did, and then this guy answers, and he's like, Mary Alice, and I'm like, yeah, because I really didn't want to explain it right then and there. I was like, yeah, and he was like, how do you know her? And I was like, well, here's the deal. And then he was like, oh, okay, all right, sir. He had no problem with it, but that was kind of funny. When I went to the bank, this was my fault. I went to the bank because I wanted to use Coinstar. I wasn't thinking. I went in there, I dumped all my coins in. I got the little ticket, it said $12, so I went up to the teller. And she's like, alright, let me see your ID and your bank card. So I gave her both. My license doesn't match my bank card. She was like, whose is this? And I was like, it's mine. That's my birth name. I just recently changed my name. And I I was like, I recently changed my name. I was giving her the brow, she didn't catch on. She was extremely confused the whole time. She was just like, what? So I was like, if you're gonna get in trouble, don't do it. I understand. It was my fault. I wasn't even thinking. And she's like, no, I'll let it go this time. I don't know. And I was like, all right. So that was that. And I didn't really feel like explaining it to her because there was a line, behind me. I didn't want to explain my life story to everyone. Even though, like I said before, I don't mind if people know, but I'd rather them not. So that was that. I'm just gonna be, I gotta be smarter about things. You gotta think things through. Family still messes up a little bit with the name, but not a big deal. My friends still do. Once again, not a big deal. Because the coolest thing about my family is I'm 24 years old. They have never once told me, not once, that I shouldn't dress a certain way. You're supposed to be like this. You're supposed to act like this. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. They've never said that to me, ever. So that's why this thing isn't like a big deal to them. They don't care. Being trans is the least of my family's problems. It's the least of my problems. They're like, can you just graduate college? Like, first of all, can you go to college? Second of all, can you just graduate? Get a degree in anything. We don't even care anymore. Just get a degree. Pay for your own car. Move out. Be an adult. So yeah, they don't, sorry, like the sun's glaring in here. They don't care about this stuff. My mom, when she saw my license, she's like, oh, so you couldn't even smile? And then she saw, like, my facial hair. She's like, trying to growing a beard, huh? So it's funny. It's nice. I'm very lucky to have them. Same with my friends. They humor me a lot when I send them pictures of, like, my facial hair because I'm so excited, So they're like, oh, yeah, man, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. So they put up with me. Coworkers still messing up, but everyone there is cool about it. I haven't really had any problems with anybody. So that's that. I do love my coworkers. I think they're great people, but sometimes I do wish that I worked at a different store just so nobody knew that about me. But at the same time, my coworkers are so awesome, and we're so close that I don't want to leave because I have so much fun with them. So I battle with that sometimes. Also, my boss, I told him I have top surgery. I just told him I have surgery late May, and he's like, you can take off all the time you need, so that was really nice. What else we got? Yeah, and I've had people say, like, really nice things to me. Like, one of my close friends was like, I consider myself a closed-minded person, but it's because of you that I'm more open-minded, and, so thank you. And that was really nice. That meant a lot to me. And a coworker of mine also said something like that. Then I have some people messaging me on Facebook saying really nice things, so a lot of positive stuff. I do feel a little guilty, even though I shouldn't, that I have had such a good transition. Like, nobody's ever really cared, because I was just always me. I was always a nice person, nice to everybody, blah, blah, blah. My friends have never cared about this. No one's ever given me, like, grief over this. So, and I know a lot of people, their families kick them out, their friends don't accept them, they get fired from work, and I've had nothing but support and love. So, I am grateful for that, because I know it could be a lot worse. But there are some things that people have said to me that they didn't mean it in a rude way. I don't think they know. They've never really met a trans person, I don't think. I think I'm the first one that they've met. So these are just some things that they said to me that they just should be a little wary of. So the first thing is, one of my friends was like, she saw the video before this, and she was like, wow, you're really a guy now. And I was like, I always was a guy mentally and emotionally, just physically I got screwed. And she's like, no, you weren't before, now you really are. And I understand what she meant by that. She totally supports me, doesn't care, But, you know, just probably shouldn't say that to someone um, who's going through this. Another thing was my coworker got hit in the nuts, and then he looked at me and he was like, dude, you're so lucky you don't have these. And it was a joke, and it was funny. I thought it was funny. But at the same time, some people aren't as, I don't know, carefree as me, and because you could pretty much say anything to me. I really don't. I could care less about if someone's gonna make fun of me or be mean to me or rude to me. That stuff doesn't affect me, and I joke a lot. For example, we were in the freezer. It was me and two of my guy coworkers, and we were just like, we're fucking around, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys with your beards and your penises, and they thought it was the funniest thing. They were dying laughing. So, I joke about that stuff to certain people. I'm not gonna, to my close friends, I'm not gonna say that to someone who I feel is gonna be uncomfortable around it. I would never put someone in that situation. But if I know that you're cool with it, we're gonna joke around about it. And a lot of my coworkers come up to me and they're like, was that okay that I said that, blah, 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 because I'm not sure. And I was like, yeah, man, it's cool. Jokes about Pinocchio, I'm a real boy, shit like that. You just gotta laugh about it. Don't take things too serious. When I go to the gym, I need to start going to the gym more. I really want to work on my chest before I have surgery, like as much as I can before I have surgery. But from the binder, I'm like breaking out down there, and it hurts so bad, like a cluster of, like a group of pimples like down there, and your binder's extremely tight, rubbing against it while working out. You're sweating, it's making it worse. It sucks, like it's really painful, and blah blah blah. I know I'm complaining, but like it just sucks. Like I really want to go to the gym, and I still do. I just like tough through it or whatever. But oh my god, it fucking hurts so bad. I know it's gonna go away, and like after my surgery, I won't have to deal with binders anymore. I do have dysphoria. I always wear a sweatshirt when I go to the gym. I did have an instance where I had a little bit of bottom dysphoria when I was doing chest press. And, I was lying flat on my back, so I'm like, there's probably supposed to be a bulge. And then I thought about it, and I was like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, who cares if someone thinks I have a little wiener or no wiener at all? I don't care. It's not a big deal. And no one's probably looking anyways, and if they are, then they are. Definitely obviously going to have it the most during sex and when I use the restroom, but there's nothing I can do about it now. There's nothing I can do about it for a couple of years. So why make myself go crazy over something like that? It does suck. I do have days where I hate the world. I have days where I don't want to step outside of my house. I have days where I break things and throw things. I am a lot better about that now, though. And that's not because of the testosterone. I've always had a bad temper, and I've always been really pissed, that I was born this way, blah, blah, blah. But I'm a lot better about controlling it. I am a lot more at peace with myself. I'm the happiest I've ever been, so I have a lot of things to look forward to. I'm going to go back to school next year. I finally know what I want to do. I'm going to be a social worker. I grew up in a group home because my parents ran it. I'm going to try to hurry this up because it's almost 15 minutes. And that's really close to me also. So I'd like to do something with that. And I also want to help the transgender youth. So that's that. If there's anything else, I'll make another video. Thank you for watching.